This video serves as a guide to how to think about the next 5-10 years from my perspective. Now, remember, I could be wrong, but I'm going to back up some of my thoughts with data and charts, as well as, my research, etc., in the field of AGI and what we could expect and how to navigate so that you could position yourself to the best according to the way I see things. There's some people who see things in a different way. The reason I'm putting out this video is because I watch many different investor class people, people who are older and people who are younger, etc. The older groups, they might have a pessimistic view and they say, oh, things come down to commodities and energy and things like that. It doesn't matter how much AI we have. It doesn't matter how much innovation we have. Life isn't really going to change that much. Well, they wouldn't say that, but what they would say is, you need energy, you need fuel, you need coal, you need these things for wealth. I'm going to get into the argument as to why AI is going to affect us more than commodities, more than energy. AGI, or artificial intelligence, is going to affect us more than anything, more than nuclear weapons, more than it's a greater threat because it's bigger than nuclear weapons. It's the greatest power that human beings will ever make because intelligence really is the most important resource. All right, so basically what happens at AGI? When AI is smarter than any single individual on Earth, smarter than Einstein, for instance. What I mean by that is my definition for this video of AGI, because there's many different definitions, my definition is that AGI is when the AI is smarter than any individual on Earth. This is not all humans put together. This is just any individual human. The AI is capable of making discovery, making statements, using logic and reason better than any single individual on the planet. And so when can we expect this? 5 years maximum. And, some people would disagree with this, but this is based on my research. And, I try not to be, I don't believe I'm biased on this. This is from many experts. And the people, I put more weight to those who have been more right in the past, as well as, extrapolation from just data. And this is the conclusion, that we are going to have AGI in the next 5 years, maximum. It's not going to take longer than 5 years. This is a massive, massive train coming towards society. This is a massive thing to consider. This is why I'm making this video. There's many people who are aware of these things, but this is the consensus. Now, to those Redditors or developers or individuals who disagree, I'm just going to say you are wrong. This is my perspective. I don't usually make statements this strong, but I am going to say with some conviction that yes, you are wrong if you think that it's going to take more than 5 years. I know it's a extreme. I know that this sounds shocking or extreme. No, it's here. It's happening. AI is here, whether you like it or not. It's going to be smarter than all humans on Earth, any individual, in less than 5 years. Now, their argument is that we are extrapolating, that the rate things have been happening will not continue to be that way. As you can see, by next month, you will have over 4 dozen husbands. Better get a bulk rate on the wedding cake. This is basically saying, if you're using some period of time and you extrapolate from some small period of time, you cannot really know or predict the future. Basically saying that data rates are not going to continue as they have been. That's the argument that you might encounter for the people who are not thinking that artificial intelligence is going to replace, programmer jobs, for instance. I do see a lot of programmers who, even in programming communities, they don't think that AI is going to replace them. This is with their logic and reason. You're extrapolating. I just have to say that a lot of people are just not facing reality because they're afraid of it. That's my opinion. So we're looking at 120 years of Moore's Law. And you can see it follows a smooth curve of computation all the way going back 120 so years. This has been, and it's going faster, by the way. It's not slowing down. It's not, it's as it suggests that, oh, maybe the rate's going to slow. No, this is actually speeding up. This is an exponential chart, and it's getting faster. It's not slowing down. And even to an example, this dot was calculated by me for this video in 2024. This dot you can see the time periods. I did the math. I mean, it's very simple to look at. This dot is an accurate dot of the latest, what's the chip called? The chip is called Blackwell. That's Blackwell from NVIDIA. And that's where we are. It follows the curve. And when this chart was made, it stopped around, what is this? Around 2012. This chart ended, but we're still right on this curve, exactly along the line. And this is from the latest video in March from NVIDIA, showing since 2016. Guess what? You can actually see the data point before this on this chart, the NVIDIA Titan X, which was 11 T-flops. And on this chart that NVIDIA showed recently, Pascal's 19 T-flops in 2016. So right after this point. So it actually worked out perfect when I was doing my research for this video that came out this is less than a week ago. And they showed that we got 1,000x AI compute in 8 years. And it went from, 19, 230 to 20,000 teraflops from computation, still NVIDIA leading the charge there. So you take this Blackwell, you put it on the chart, and that's what that point is. So we are following this data point. And, so we're like this. So something that has been working since 1900, these developers, these people who don't think we're going to have AGI, they think it's going to end in 5 years. And this is conservative, by the way. So I would say that would be an illogical conclusion. That's why I said you are wrong. To those people who suddenly, just because it's uncomfortable, you think the data is not going to continue as it has been going for 120 years. You think in the next 5 years it's just going to stop. Yeah, good luck with that one. All right. So what is going to happen? How can we make our decisions that will be wise in a world with AGI? Well, here's some of the changes that are happening. When that point happens, the world has always had a pretty consistent, not moving super fast number of mathematicians, scientists, engineers, etc., human beings with the STEM skill set, right? The number of humans in the world that have STEM has been relatively constant with the human population. And it's been a small fraction of the human population that has had these very important STEM skills, right? But when AGI hits us very, very soon, the amount of these skill sets are going to go straight up. Basically, instantly. It's going to jump straight up. And this is the most powerful thing in the human species, is the problem-solving capability of these STEM field people. And this is where all wealth comes from, and lots of wealth. More so than even commodities, more so than even fuel and, those things. Yes, those things matter. But intelligence is more valuable. Intelligence is everything when it comes to how human beings do things. Because, that's how we use, that's how you get 1,000x more out of something, by using your mind, by making discovery, by making scientific discovery. You get something from nothing. It's almost as if that happens, because intelligence, the accumulation of intelligence, grants wealth to the world by doing things correctly or discovery, etc. You learn how to use things that are already available, or things that you make things available that were not available. So this is why lots of wealth is coming, so long as we don't screw it up. So what AGI is going to do is the needed funds to do anything that human beings want to do is going to plummet as we get this sudden huge increase in this kind of skill sets, the STEM skill sets, the cost to do things, the cost to do anything that human beings want to do is going to plummet. And that is where lots of wealth creation, that's how you can get rich, that's how you can get a huge boost in lifestyle through intelligence explosion. So now finally, just to look at where wealth comes from, there is no country, there is no low energy rich countries. Basically, you can see GDP per capita goes up, as well as energy consumption. So you see this, this chart as GDP goes up, you see energy consumption goes up. And you can even see it kind of tapers, meaning you use less and less, so it's getting more efficient over time. These countries get more efficient. So yes, using more energy. Guys, the thing that is going to make us rich is more energy consumption. Consuming more energy will allow for this to go up. And you can see it actually uses less and less energy to get more, like the rate of change of this is slowing down. So it shows that, you can get more and more GDP with less and less energy, meaning that's like an efficiency factor. Well, I think what's going to happen is we're going to go this is going to go way further down from AI. And you can see the different sections of the economy, like the things that are used, coal, petroleum. These are the things that make us wealthy, is energy. Now, some people want to be contrarian and invest in coal. I don't think that's a good idea. Look at this chart. You can see coal is plummeting. I don't think that's a good idea. And you can see the things that are investable are things like other renewables, which would be like solar, etc. That's the thing that's actually going to take off, and a lot of wealth creation is going to happen from that. You can look at these charts. Before we even have AI, before we even have all these new STEM field capabilities from AI, you can see solar is plummeting in cost. And so that's like lots of energy that is becoming available to us once again, that will make a lot of people wealthy. I put solar and nuclear fusion. So this is a black swan. Like, this is something that right here, like the amount of change that we're going to face is massive. See, once we get these STEM field AIs, that's when we're like solar is just going to be even cheaper, and then we're going to have things like nuclear fusion figured out, because we're going to have like super intelligence helping us do it. So it's going to happen much faster than I think than is expected, and nuclear fusion is going to explode us in the chart to the direction of lots and lots of wealth. That's my argument. So as this video is titled, how the world will get rich, how you can get rich, how all these things, what to expect. This is hopefully an answer from my perspective to allow you to see things from my perspective on why AI is going to make pretty much everyone rich, or it can if things go well. It's this argument that it just follows the data. We are extrapolating, and it looks like that we're using something that's 120 years of extrapolation, and we're suggesting that the pattern's not going to change in the next 5 years, which will give us AGI, which is what the experts expect, which will lead to more STEM field individuals, that more STEM field discoveries, more STEM field power that has ever been possible, which will lead to the plummeting cost to do anything, as well as the massive increase in solar, nuclear fusion, new discoveries, etc., which will create new categories of energy usage, which will allow for massive wealth creation. This is why I'm expecting more people to get wealthier in the next 10, 20 years than has ever been possible before, as long as we don't screw this up, as long as regulators don't screw it up. AGI, artificial intelligence, is going to be the greatest change that humanity's ever faced. And guess what? We're lucky enough to live in interesting times. The next 5, 10 years is going to be the biggest change in human history that has ever happened in all of human history. This is going to be the biggest change, and it's also the biggest threat, but it's also the biggest opportunity. It's like it's both sides of that situation. So the story is going to get wild. That's the point of this. Stay awake, stay aware, try to prepare yourself, and just be aware this is going to happen. All right, later.